In other news, Bangladesh's former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has now criticized the country's interim chief advisor Muhammad Yunus for his handling of foreign affairs. In a recent interview given to a popular media outlet, Hasina has warned that distancing from India could be troublesome for Bangladesh. Speaking on the diplomatic ties between the two countries, Hasina has emphasized that India remains Bangladesh's oldest friend and that it seeks a reliable partner in Dhaka. Hasina has also stressed that elections without all major parties, including the Awami League, cannot be considered legitimate. Repeating calls for free and fair elections, she has strongly criticized Yunus's alleged attempts to maintain control by an unelected elite. This interview comes as Bangladesh witnesses widespread unrest ahead of Sheikh Hasina's trial, which is scheduled for the 17th of November. Explosions and arson attacks have reportedly hit Dhaka and surrounding areas in recent days. Still with us on the broadcast is Ambassador Suresh Kumar Goyal, former Indian diplomat. Sheikh Hasina has pointed out something interesting. The pivot that Muhammad Yunus is making away from India towards other countries in South Asia. Of course, Pakistan, to be very specific. He's met with Shehbaz Sharif numerous times. They have also jointly called for the SARC to be revitalized, something that India has stated that it would not be comfortable with as long as Pakistan sponsors terrorism. We've also seen how the ISI chief was in Dhaka a while back, and there was now ships. There were some ships also that docked in Chattagram. How both countries are now once again carrying out exchange of military tactics and training too. In light of all of this, what do you make of Sheikh Hasina's statements and Yunus's position?
I would say that what Sheikh Hasina has said is very valid. It's a sound argument. Bangladesh is the immediate neighbor of India, surrounded on three sides, or with the exception of the Bay of Bengal, by India. India's security is deeply interlinked with Bangladesh for the territorial factors, as well as the civilizational and the historical factors. We all know that Bangladesh Bangladesh's movement of independence, creation of Bangladesh, the struggle for its own creation, India's security forces, India's political support has been very active, and in that sense, there is a kind of link with India, between India and Bangladesh, which is irrevocable, really. And therefore, for the current CEO, Muhammad Yunus, to be acting in a manner which could be considered inimical to Indian security sensitivities, I think it would be appropriate to be careful about those sensitivities and not do anything which could go against the Indian security strength, just like Bangladesh would expect India to be sensitive to Bangladesh's security interest. Therefore, in that sense, what Sheikh Hasina has said is absolutely correct, that no action should be taken which could actually be considered hurtful to India's security interests. Any consequences could actually be could create risks for both India and Bangladesh.
Absolutely. But what we've also witnessed within Bangladesh since last year, since Hasina's ouster, has been rather shocking as well. You've referred to 1971, you've referred to the fact that, yes, while Bangladesh's liberation movement was to a large extent homegrown, India had also given its assistance to the Mukti Bahini, to Mujibur Rahman's movement to ensure the liberation of Bangladesh from Pakistan. But we've seen in the aftermath of Yunus coming to power that there were several murals, several statues of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman that were destroyed. His historical residence in Dhanmondi was also in fact torched. She's of course his daughter. Are we seeing the apparatus under Yunus push some sort of, at least attempt some sort of historical revisionism which is in line with their pivot against India?
Uh, Two or three things here. First of all, I'm quite certain, having known many people from Bangladesh, and I met a lot of them again at a recent literary festival in Delhi, Foswal Festival of Literature. At Majid Kaur. I was part of it and met them all. I know one thing for a fact, that the cultural and civilizational syncretism between India and Bangladesh is very, very strong. That cannot be changed. Number one. Number two, uh, people of Bangladesh have suffered through the atrocities by the Pakistani army. All remember General Tika Khan, Yahya
Yes.
Khan, and the forces in the rapes and everything in Bangladesh. They were horrible days, really. Otherwise, how is it possible that 10 million Bangladeshis would leave their country and seek refuge in India? They had to run away from there. They remember those days. Uh, I I do not know why the current CEO Muhammad Yunus, who is a very well-known economist, and I have a lot of respect. I had a lot of respect for him as an economist, but he is playing to an agenda. I really would not like to speculate whose agenda and what agenda, etc., etc. But I know for a fact that what he is doing is hurting the interests of friendship between India and Bangladesh. And therefore, this kind of warning given by Sheikh Hasina is very appropriate, and I think it's very timely. It will be important for the government in Bangladesh to wake up to the dangers of such play and make sure that they pivot away from what they're doing now.
Absolutely, sir. Requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking some other updates coming in. Despite objections from the United States of America, India continues to be a major buyer of Russian crude oil, ranking second globally